The Buddhist sermon for today is given by the Venerable Baragama Piyarathana Thero.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the worthy one, the fully enlightened one. Dear friends in Dhamma, today I would like to discuss with you one of the very important aspects of our social life, that is family and the relationship between the husband and wife. One time when the Buddha was living in the Jetavana monastery, he was invited to the house of the Anathapindika, one of the famous benefactor of Buddhism. And while Buddha was sitting down in his house, while his meal is prepared, the Blessed One, heard many harsh, rude sounds coming from the kitchen side of that house. Then the Buddha asked from the Anathapindika, the merchant, the benefactor, what is this so much sound like the fishing place where the fishermen making a lot of sounds? Who is making these sounds? Then the Anathapindika replied to Buddha, we have bought a new daughter-in-law for my son. She is from a very wealthy family, but unfortunately this daughter-in-law is not obedient to the husband. No, she is obedient to the father-in-law or mother-in-law, and she do not pay any due respect to the elderly people. And she was bossy and she is making a lot of noises in the house. Then Buddha asked Anathapindika to invite her daughter-in-law, Mrs. Sujata, to come forward in front of the Buddha. Then when she came, Buddha asked, do you know there are 7 kinds of wives in the world? Do you belong to which kind of wife? Then she asked, Venerable Sir, who are these 7 kinds of women? Then Buddha said to her, there are 7 kinds of women. Those are called Vadaka Samabharya, Chora Samabharya, Aya Samabharya, and Bhagini Samabharya, and Sikhi Samabharya, and Dasi Samabharya. If we take the English meaning of these Pali words, one wife is like or torturous, violent, intolerant, nagging, troublesome wife, destructive wife. So she normally doesn't care or have love or affection towards her husband. She might thinking about other husbands or other men, and she's even ready to kill if she gets some money by killing her husband. Even in the Western world, even in our Sri Lankan background, we can see some women kill their husband in order to get the lump sum of insurance that husband was insured. So there can be this kind of women. So Buddha says this kind of wife are not good or nice to be live together with have a family life. So and then the second type of women, a wife, Buddha described is Chora Samabharya. When husband earns money through his education, through his sweat or brow, working as a laborer or whatever, then this woman does not care about how this income was earned, and she will squander the money that is hard earned by the husband. Nowadays, if you take the today's context, many women like to have kind of cosmetics and many other things for their beautification. It is okay for them to have a certain amount of, reasonable amount of this kind of things. But I heard that there was research being done on women. There are some mothers, there are some women, there are some wives who spend so much money on their cosmetics and for their decorations, but their children are starving, or either their children are malnutrition, because there must be a balance between your spendings. What are your priorities? What are the good things you should spend? If there is no such priorities, and what are the most important thing in your family life, then there will be such a situation that wives can squander or waste the hard-earned money of the husband. Therefore, this Chora Samabharya, the wife who is like a thief, she will steal things from the husband without informing him. And it's also unwholesome deed in Buddhism, because so wife need to have good management of the house, good management of the income that is earned by the husband. Sometimes in a house, there may be only sole breadwinners. That means husband is only making the means end. So he is making the money. So we need to consider that in such a situation, wives should think wisely and considerate and use that income in a wise way. Then the third one is called wife who is like the Ayyasama, like the Lord. She is quite bossy, you know. She doesn't want to treat her husband as equal or higher. She is the big boss, and she wants to control everything. And she wants to sometimes even beaten him up and even make mockery of the husband in front of the people. So she sometimes doesn't care about the respect, or doesn't look after the husband, and no pity, and also no consideration for the husband needs. And she sometimes might be greedy on food and other things. So that is why Buddha said this kind of women, wives, are not good. So in such a situation, wives need to understand that ego, because our ego-centeredness, self-centeredness can make us think very big-headed. So we need to be humble. We need to understand that in a family life, we need to share all the responsibilities. In this case, this kind of women, this kind of wife, doesn't wake up early, and husband wake up early. So normally in a housekeeping life, in a family life, it is very important wife or the mother must wake up first and wake up the others in the house and start the day. So this kind of master wife or tyrant wife, this kind of behavior is not accepted in a Buddhist background. Then the another kind of motherly wife, she is always caring. She is always caring her husband like a child, kind, and also look after him like a child. She cares a lot. She keeps the wealth that is earned by the husband very carefully. So if a husband gets this kind of wife, he's very lucky and he's protected, his interests are protected, and he always receives the same amount of love that is received from, maybe even more, from the mother. Then other type of wife Buddha described is the Bhagini Samabharya, the sister-like wife, where he said that this kind of wife always respect her husband as a younger sister respect her elder brother. So she is obedient. She does what husband says. She is very serious about her family duties, and always take the interest of the husband like a loving sister take care of her elder brother. So the fourth one, the sixth one, is the Saki Samabharya. Saki is the friend. You know, in Buddhism, friendship is highly appreciated. Even in spiritual life, friendship is appreciated. Especially good understand friendship is very valued in Buddhism. So she is like a companion. This wife always, she is delighted to her husband when he is coming back from the home. She delighted to welcome the husband, and she delighted in the reunion with her like a long lost friend. She is well raised, well behaved, and virtuous and devoted to the husband. So this is the sixth kind of wife. She always take care of the wife, and also she also take care of the husband. Then the last one is the servant-like wife or maid-like wife. You know, even her husband threaten her. Sometimes the husband may be a little bit violent, angry, or husband might take a rod and try to make her scared, and she doesn't get angry. We should not tolerate, we should not encourage husband to do any physical damage or physical violence towards the wife. That is not accepted in Buddhism. That is not encouraged in Buddhism. Because we never, in Buddhism, we should be loving to all, not violent or very rude to others. And in this case, this wife does not harbor anger in her mind, even she is cold. You know, we are easily get angered when somebody says something bad about us, or somebody threatens us, or somebody says something not pleasant. So she doesn't harbor anger. This is a good quality we need to develop. And we need to develop patience, endurance, that we can endure the pain, we can endure the harsh words, so that we can keep balance our mind. This is very important. So this is the one good quality of the servant-like wife or the maid-like wife. So these are the 7 kinds of wives. So in Buddhism, the love is very much emphasized. So in a marriage relationship, Buddha said, even in the spiritual companionship, when we are living in the same vihara or same temple, same meditation center, we should live like milk and water. Buddha said, You should live like milk and water, like blending together very nicely, very naturally, and looking at each other with a pleasant eye, not with an angry eye, no, not with a hatred eye, not with unpleasantness, looking at each other in a pleasant eye, mixed and blended like milk and water. And also, Buddha said in another sutta, Gosinga Sutta, that we must live like maybe husband and wife in both two bodies. Physically they have two bodies, two brains, two hearts, but in mentally they must have same kind of one heart, one brain, one way of thinking, looking at the one direction. So this is the way Buddhism emphasized to have good family life. But in this case, because our leader of this story is Sujata, she was a woman, we talk about the good qualities of 7 wives. But we cannot forget that husbands also have duties towards the wife. He must be not hurting his wife, and also he must be honest and should not exceed her in his relationship with the other friends or other colleagues. He should have the trust on her, and he should not exceed that trust, and have a good companion, to be a good companionship. The husband also should not be violent towards the wife. Nowadays we see that some husbands, after taking a lot of drugs or alcoholic drinks, when they come back home, there are so much domestic violence in the house life. So there are so many women, when husbands are coming home, they run away from the home, they hide under the bed, they go to the neighbor's house, because the children and wife go to the neighbor's home, because there are so much domestic violence, and a lot of fightings and arguments are constantly arising. So it is very important to have self-control. If we don't have self-control, then there will be so much problems in the marital life. And again, nowadays, in today's society, there are so much divorce cases are filed. Every district court, there are so many new divorce cases are filing, and so much the rate of divorce has increased so much. So the problem in the marital life in the modern Sri Lankan society is intolerance. That nowadays we have so much impatience, and we are self-centered and also very selfish. Therefore, we cannot dedicate our time, energy, our resources, our feelings for the benefit of others. So then the problems will arise in the marital life. Therefore, there are short, quick breakdown of the marriage. So we need to protect this unit of the society. This is the basic and very, very important unit in the society. If there is no firm foundation in the family life, the society cannot function, because the children they are produced from the marital relationship will be, they don't have future, they don't have love, and the children's life will be ruined. So this is very important aspect of the life. And I would like to relate you a story from a foreign country where there was a wife, and she said this in her husband's funeral. And this wife married it at very young age, and she met him when he was very young, and he was very handsome. But the problem they had in their marriage life was, at the night time, he was snoring a lot. And she couldn't sleep during the night because this person is snoring so much. And she has to wake him up and tell that you are snoring, and they had arguments and she couldn't sleep. Maybe first 35 years of her marriage, she couldn't sleep that much because of the sounds of the snoring. And as she was days passed by, and he was paralyzed, and at that time she has to take care of him so much and clean him because he dirty. He cannot go to the toilet, so he go to the toilet on the bed, and she has to clean all the floor and the area and the room all the time. And she had a very hard and harsh life, very suffering, a very painful life. And finally, after another 15 years of his being paralyzed, he passed away. On the day of funeral, she was thanking to the people. She related this story. When I was having his marriage in the first years, I was so annoyed. I was so sad because my husband was snoring so much, I couldn't sleep. But when he was paralyzed, that is the time I know that when I was sleeping near his bed, I know that he's living, and he's living, and because of his snoring. And if he doesn't snore, I go and check his nose and see whether he's alive, and whatever I can do, I do. So at the beginning, she hated the snoring. At the end, she began to, she couldn't sleep without hearing her snoring. So in our lives, in our real lives, there are shortcomings in our lives. We have to, when we are having a marriage life, we need to accept these shortcomings and try to be tolerant and considerate about these little shortcomings. That is how we can make perfect our life while we are having imperfect life, because there is no perfect husband, there is no perfect wives. So we need to understand each other's weaknesses. Sometimes we need to forgive each other. Sometimes we need to accept each other's shortcomings. And in this way, we can be good husbands and wives. So, dear friends, today we discussed the 7 kinds of wives. There are also 7 kinds of husbands similar to this. So, husbands and wives must take care of shortcomings and mistakes and have a good family life, so that you can give a better children for the future society. May the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha guide you and bless you and protect you. Namo Buddhaya.
The Buddhist sermon for today was given by the Venerable Piyarathana Thero.